Hello and welcome to Fire in the Belly. Today's boardroom talk is with Sharon McNulty, and Sharon is a new author. And welcome to the show, Sharon.
Oh, Pete, thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be with you.
It's always an honor to have you. And, we've spoken before and this, so congratulations on becoming an author. So tell us, how does that feel?
It's surreal. I didn't set out to want to write a book, to want to write a chapter in a book. It wasn't even my thinking. However, the alignment was there, and I cannot believe I've actually done. I knew I had the knowledge. I suppose I didn't think that I would ever see it through to the end. It never, ever was something that I thought I was capable of doing it. So now to have it written, to have it ready for publish, I am thrilled. I cannot begin to tell you how proud I am.
It's awesome. What a lovely energy. So introduce us to the book then, and give us a bit of background if you would.
So it's the concept came from 6 times best-selling author Donna Kennedy. And Donna, way back in the summer, had said that she was writing a book called BeLIFE or BeLIEf, and about empowerment. So this book is uplifting. It's all about empowering others. Whenever you're facing a challenge in your life, how you can empower others. So she had put it out there, did anybody want to write a chapter? And we applied, and I was thrilled whenever she said, yes, please. I'd love to hear it. So my chapter in it was how to declutter your mind. Now that is, for anybody that knows me, that's exactly what I do day in, day out. I'm a professional organizer, and to anybody that doesn't know, I'm not just decluttering a home, their spaces. What we're actually doing is decluttering their mind. So by moving their stuff, we're decluttering their mind. So that's what my chapter was about, how you can declutter your mind. And especially in this day and age, what you can do to take back a wee bit of control and get clarity of mind, get out of the chaos, get out of that whole, I suppose, mess that we feel that we're in at the minute, which is all outside our control. And it's how to take back a wee bit of that and move forward, I suppose.
That's lovely. I love that. But I'm going to ask a really basic question. What difference does it make whether you declutter your mind or you don't?
Well, I suppose if you think of it, whenever we're overwhelmed by anything, so take for example, COVID that we're going through at the moment, there's an awful lot of that we have no control over, but is having a big impact on our day-to-day lives. And what happens is whenever we're overwhelmed, we freeze. Our bodies freeze and we can't move forward. We just don't know how to. And what happens is we stay exactly where we are. We know it's not right. We know we're not comfortable, but we stay exactly where we are. And that's where my chapter comes in. I suppose, talk people through step by step how to move forward, how to get out of this whole overwhelm, and how to make a difference in your life. So as I was saying, there's a lot we don't have control over, but there's an awful lot that we do. And it's really having the courage in doing something small, just to take back that control and to move forward, to get out of the overwhelm.
And overwhelming, it is so topical at the moment, right? There's so much going on, whether it be outside environment, whether it be social media, whether it be through 50 things. I mean, it is relevant, right? Oh,
totally relevant, Pete. If this timing for this book is just perfect, because it's written by 20 plus authors. So each person has got a chapter, and they're talking about their own lives, about how they've faced challenges, but more importantly, how they have overcome them. And through each chapter, it will resonate with somebody who's in that position. So I suppose with COVID, with the restrictions we're facing at the moment, there are people who are struggling in their business, who are and just don't know how to move forward, who may be having financial difficulties, who are simply at home with the children and just overwhelmed, don't know how to start, what to do. So this book is a step-by-step formula just giving them a nudge in the right direction, and I suppose a formula that has worked for others. So it's great now, I have to say.
Fantastic. And what way would you like people to sort of approach the book?
To take, right, this book, has been written by many different people, and there will be something in it for everybody, as I was saying. There are bits in the book where you will write in your thoughts, your feelings, your wishes, your ideal vision. So to personalize this book, to take ownership of it, and to make it work for you. So whenever you get the book, start at the beginning, and there will be lots and lots of different parts in it where you can personalize it to you, create your own plan, and work from that.
And talk to us then about, I mean, the process for you for actually writing. I mean, is it something you enjoyed? Was it cathartic for you, or what way did you feel about it as you did it?
Pete, I loved it. As I say, I really didn't know. I didn't feel I had it in me, because it wasn't even in my thoughts. But you see, once I said I would do it, and I knew I had the knowledge, right? I'd never done anything like this before, and I wasn't really particularly interested in English at school. So it wasn't that I didn't particularly think I would struggle, but I knew my grammar isn't good, my spelling isn't good, but I put all that to one side. So again, I suppose I had a lot of growth from this. I thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down what I know, and then I'm going to have a look at it. Do you know what? It was amazing. It really was. I had a lot of insight from writing this chapter as well, because through the process of writing it, a lot of things became clearer for me. And the reason I'm saying that is I would have worked with clients and saw some amazing transformations, but not in their home, in people's minds. And you could almost pinpoint the time whenever I was with them where they had that shift in mindset. And whenever I was writing that for my chapter, my goodness me, a lot of things became clearer for me. So I have to say, I now know it's not just tidying somebody's home, it's tidying their minds. That's exactly what I do.
And talk to us then about, I mean, sort of core topics that you've covered in your parts.
How to get started. So whenever we're in a mess, we haven't a clue how to get started. And as I was saying there, that freeze element, you just don't do anything. So I give a step-by-step approach on what to do to get started, and how to get over that overwhelm. So I suppose the first thing I would say to somebody is find your why. Why do you want to move forward in whatever you're doing in life? There's a reason for it. Why? That is vitally important, because life happens. Life's tough. Obstacles will come in your way. And if you have your why, you will plow through each obstacle. So if you know why you want to move forward, keep going back to that whenever you're having a hard day. So find your why is the first thing, and then find out what you want to achieve. So it's a wee bit like driving a car. We wouldn't get into a car and just keep driving. We want to know where we're going. So we want to know the final destination. So your why is your fuel, getting you there, and your, I suppose, ideal vision is your final destination. What do you want to achieve at the end of that? So I talk people through how to get their ideal vision, how to find out what they want at the end of it. And then I suppose have an accountability coach, because as I was saying, this is tough for people at the moment. And, you know, media can, I suppose, it's quite hard to hear all the negative things, the negative connotations from the media all the time. Now, we do need to hear of it, but it can have an impact to us. So what you want is an accountability coach, some person close to you that on the good days, they'll say, you've got this, keep going, you are amazing, pat you in the back. And in the days that you find it's not so easy, they're going to say, you've got it. So again, you've got it, but move you forward, just give you that wee nudge. So having somebody there just to keep you, that are aligned with your values, that you can rely on, and will see you right, is so important too.
I love it. I mean, it's great. So I mean, it's methodical in that it has, a start, a middle, and an end. It's, that you can guide people through the process, and that's something you've gone through as well. I mean, there's so much there. So give us a bit of an insight though. When what's your method to write? Are you a pen and paper sort of a lady, or are you banging on the keyboard, or
banging on the keyboard? Recently I realized that my grammar and that isn't great. So what I do is I type it up just straight from my mind, and then I cut, copy and paste, and then I put it through a grammar check, and it's amazing what comes up. My goodness me, it really is. If I was to start writing that, in fact, that would irritate me, Pete, because I like things just to be so. And I would have to keep rewriting that one paragraph until I got it right. And then I would end up having to change it anyway. So for me, on the laptop was brilliant. And I suppose people through lockdown were saying they're bored. They're finding that hard. I actually was getting up and we've had this conversation before. I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get everything done that I needed to during lockdown. I was working. I had gone back into the hospital as a nurse during COVID. I was trying to do the book, and I was trying to nurture my new business at the same time. I have to say that was the busiest time of my life. I have never been as busy, but I loved it. I loved every single minute.
And that is powerful. I mean, that's taking an opportunity. I mean, that's stepping away from old beliefs and being life, being, doing exactly what this book is, talks about. It's empowerment, it's transformation, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's living in the moment. It's appreciating what you have. And I suppose at times, especially now, it's difficult to remember that. And I would speak about gratitude too. That gratitude would have been what got me through a busy time. Being grateful for what I have. Being grateful for even the smaller things in life that there is. And that's raising my vibrations and attracting more at the same time. So gratitude to me was, I suppose, what got me through lockdown and out the other end. So I have to say I had to mention it in the book because it was so important to me.
Who in your mind's eye do you see that, it's your chapter is really going to resonate most with?
And I'm not being glib whenever I say it, Pete, but absolutely every person that reads that book will get something out of my chapter. Now, anybody who is finding their homes are what's annoying them will definitely get it. But my chapter isn't so much about the tidying of their homes, which it is, of course, it touches on that. But this is about tidying our minds, about taking back control of our minds. As I was saying, whenever we have control over very little else, we have control of our mind. What we plant on our mind will grow. So if we plant the right thoughts, the gratitudes, the positive thoughts, and plan for the way forward, that will grow. That will grow just as much as if we were to plant the negative thoughts. It will grow as well if we let it.
I'm kind of getting this sort of message here that almost the state of somebody's home maybe is more like a symptom than a cause. So actually, working on the mindset and that side will actually help, and vice versa, right?
Oh, Pete, you have got it in a nutshell. I used to think at the start of my career that what I did was I helped people tidy their homes. As time has gone on, I realised that tidy home is a secondary to their tidy mind at the end of it. We all know what it's like sitting in the midst of clutter. And I go on about this time and time again. It's not a nice feeling. Something has to change, but you don't know what and you don't know how. That's exactly what our minds are like. We know in overwhelm something has to change. We don't know what or how. And so that's so, so important. So by physically tidying your space, you're actually tidying your mind. And I suppose that's why I love what I do.
That's so powerful. So powerful. So tell us, I mean, what message do you want to leave with people, and what's the call to action?
The message is definitely you have control of your thoughts. You have control of your mind. And when all chaos is around you, when things seem out of control, you have control of your mind. So if you do a couple of things, decide why you want to change, decide what you're going to change, and do it in bite-sized chunks. So just put one foot in front of the other. If you were going to run a marathon, you wouldn't be thinking of the 22 miles. You'd be thinking of your first step. That's all you have to do. Think of the next step and the next step. And by the end of it, you'll be there.
I love it. And I love your calmness and your contentment, I think is maybe the right word that comes across. So thank you for sharing that.
Oh, thank you so much, Pete. Thank you. I do appreciate that.
Where can people go then? So, I mean, we're going to put the links below the video. So it's, obviously on your social media, I'm sure you're putting it out there. And what's the call to action for people, and why should they be buying it now?
Well, I suppose my business is called Serenity Sparks Joy. So serenity, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to have a serene home, and it sparked joy for me. So if you go to Facebook or Instagram under Serenity Sparks Joy, or on my website, serenitysparksjoy.co.uk, I'll put the link to be able to buy the book. The beauty about this book too is all pre-sale profits will go towards the most amazing charity called the Kevin Bell Repatriation Fund. And I know some of the locals that have needed, sadly, to use that over the last wee while. And what they do is, for anybody who has died abroad, they will help the family repatriate them and bring them home for their funeral. So they cut through all the, I suppose, the red tape that families would have to deal with, and they help them. So from that point of view, if you order your copy before the 5th of November, all pre-sale profits will go towards that fabulous charity.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. Sharon, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you for sharing that. I wish you the best of luck with it all, and not that you need luck, but and not only that, your journey that's coming up. So I think it's fantastic. So thank you very much.
Thanks a million. Appreciate that.